Hello, welcome back to the Pat Smuckers Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pat Smuckers Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible, King James Version. Today I am doing the 27th part of the dissertation of the 27th chapter of the book of Zion, which contains the 24th and final chapter of the prophecy of Israel in the form of the book of Zion. We're beginning our discussion today with Hosea 2:16 to 23, which is Zion 24:43 to 50. And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt no more call me Baali. This, of course, is the verse where I came up with the name Ishi. This name, Ishi, is the only true name for God, i.e., gray. These days, okay? If you want to connect to God, to gray, you need to ask for Ishi. That way they know that you are not seeking a false God, like, say, Baali, or Baal, or Jesus, or Allah, or Jehovah, or Yahweh. All other names are bound by ancient ritual to a bygone entity that no longer has a living person of those ancient names. Today, as was determined long ago, the name of power in God is Ishi. That name represents the modern gray as God. The gray chose the name Ishi 3,000 years ago. When Ishi is invoked, all other names are debunked. The gray will only respond to Ishi requests. So, the names we use now, which come from ancient deceased gods, no longer has the power of a living connection to the gray. Only the name Ishi has authority today. So if you're going to pray, pray to Ishi. If you do so, you will connect with the gray if you are telepathic. If you're not telepathic, go find somebody who uses drugs, because they are, and they can say your prayer for you. That's how Zion works. This is the second part of the Bible passage. For I will take away the names of Balaam from out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their names. This is most definitely true. I couldn't find any references to a Baali on Google, only the Torah references to it. So Baali is a lost identity of an ancient god long debunked. So, long defunct. Defunct. Okay. As well as all of the other ancient or false names of God. By the third generation of Zion, those names will be bywords. The word God represented by those names will be forgotten, just as we no longer remember who Baali is. We will soon also forget Jesus, Allah, Krishna, because those deities are gone, and without someone to remember those names, their meanings will fade. They will be forgotten. This is the next passage. And in that day I will make a covenant for them, with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of the heavens, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow, and the sword, and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. This is where it starts getting good. Only by forsaking what has been can we truly start over. We must forget the old ways in order to create something new. Our old way of doing things was based on the idea that we humans are somehow above other life forms on Earth. We have to reject all of our false beliefs and rituals and start over from scratch. Because we have a false sense of identity. We believe that being created by God means we are above all other earthly things. We are told to protect life on Earth, but we decided that the only life that mattered was our own. So we only protect our lives. We are wrong about so many things. And all of it adds up to we are the only ones that matter. But in reality, all life matters, not just human life, not just white lives, all lives. Even the tiniest microbe deserves life. So we must find a new paradigm, a new sense of self. We are one of many life forms on this planet. Each life form has its own right to exist. We, who are the most advanced, must nurture all those who are ascending into their own species. We are the eldest race on Earth by virtue of our ancient gray DNA. As eldest, we are obligated to teach and protect our younger brothers and sisters of Earth, of Zion. Each species on Zion, be it insect, bird, animal, or human, is on an evolutionary path. 11 of those species have parent races off-world. Those 11 species will be set on an accelerated evolutionary path that will allow many to evolve to an equal status to ours. So we will see other life forms begin to evolve into sentient forms once we emerge from our mountain homes. The only way to ensure evolution of the lower species is to provide for a peaceful coexistence. Our chaotic, cruel society believes in the superior human, and it has kept all life forms on Earth from having the means to evolve. Evolution, up until now, has been a violent enterprise. Our warlike nature has forced evolution into a survival mode that prevents ascension. First, we must end war. Then we can become true shepherds on Earth. We can create the means for all life on Earth to ascend to its highest form of being. Only when we no longer need to defend life can life be free to evolve beyond basic needs. Our warlike nature has disrupted evolution. By ending war, we create a means for all to evolve. This new covenant with all life forms on Earth is a dawning of a new age on Earth, an age of ascension, where every living thing is known to be sentient and in all things equal. All life is sacred. All life is sentient. All life evolves. We too are just a part of life on this planet, one form of many equal to all, bound to all in the web of life. I live this covenant. You can too. Bible passage. And I will betroth thee unto me forever, even ye will I betroth thee unto me in righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercy. Here is the covenant. We will become part of the universal order. Our world will join all others in the Federation. We will protect the life on Earth. We will help lesser species on Earth to evolve to their highest potential. We will take our true place in the worldly order. We will maintain a balance in populations on Earth as the eldest species on the planet and the first to evolve. It is our bound duty to nurture others who are also on the path of ascension as nature intends. By embracing this new covenant, we will be righteous, just, loving, kind, and very merciful. These are the true treasures of spirit, to become the personification of this new covenant. Because a covenant is an eternal vow. It changes the vowees forever. That person embodies the vow. A true Nazarene can't imbibe alcohol. Their bodies will reject the forbidden drink. If they don't become the vow. They are not truly bound by the vow. A covenant is also is all encompassing. Its nature is eternal, creating permanent changes, a paradigm shift. And I can't drink alcohol. I get sick, the buzz killed, just, ugh. I'm a Zion. I am a Nazarene as well as a Zionite. Bible passage. I will betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. And, as is the way of the matrix, we must first conceive of a thought form before we can create change. So faith must be the seed of all change. We first must believe before we can have the will to act. If our faith is lacking, our will is weak. Active will creates change. A will that is weakened by lack of faith has already failed. That is why numbers matter. The matrix, the matrix runs by majority rule. The more belief, the more real it seems. Once we have taken the covenant as our own, we are promised to be allowed to know God. The false paradigm of modern society has kept us from knowing God. Our acceptance of their terms to nurture life opens up communications. It's not enough to call on Ishi. You have to accept the covenant of life. Then the threefold God becomes knowable. Bible passage. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord. I will hear the heavens, and they will hear the earth. So here is our promised covenant from the threefold God. God, the gray, will hear us. We will hear them. We will always have a connection to the threefold God. The gray will be our family, the universe our neighborhood, and ascension our goal. The threefold God, the highest form of God, will never again isolate the planet Earth, known as Zion, or remove themselves from our consciousness. That is the promise of the Most High God. Bible passage. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Jezreel means sown by God. The seed of Israel is the marijuana plant. The souls that accept and nurture this seed is Zion. So Jezreel is another name for Zion, the sown of God. We become the priests by separating ourselves from humanity through drug use. The drugs were the seeds that God planted in our souls. We are Jezreel. And we know that plants like corn are life forms that are bound to the earth through dark, negative acts of will in a prior age. So the earth can hear the corn. And if all parts of the thing are alive, all things are made up of life. So the wine embodies all its components, as the oil and all nurtures life is all. All is alive. Plants are alive. They can be heard, and we already know that they can hear us. Isaiah 25:8, Zion 24:51. He shall swallow up death in victory, and the Lord God will wipe away tears from all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off the earth, for the Lord hath spoken it. Dead has always been a fail-safe. It's a reboot. The body dies, but the soul goes on. And it's this aspect that, and this is where I'm going to stop. So, may the Gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. Let your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. The unicorn way. Be the joy. Stay happy and high. Know that I love you. We'll see you soon. Later, because I'll never say goodbye.